I am Miley Otterson, the founder of Springfield Community Gardens. We were founded in 2010, and our vision is a community where everyone has access to healthy local food. I'm telling you, it all is about food, and everybody eats, and everybody likes a good meal, and everybody likes the community that comes around the meal. So, you know, that's what we need to do more of.
I decided to work for Springfield Community Gardens because I believe in their mission to create a place where everybody has access to local healthy food. Local food is good for so many reasons. Okay, A, if you care about carbon emissions, transport of vegetables when it came from your own yard, your neighbor's yard, or somewhere here in town, the amount of emission is obviously so much more reduced than if it came here on a big semi from who knows where. Freshness is also a huge thing. Another awesome thing about local food is removing the mystery, right? You go to a grocery store, you don't really know where things are from. Sometimes they're labeled, sometimes they're not. You don't really know that farmer, you don't know what practices were used, you have no idea how they treated the earth they grew it on. But local food, you can go visit that farmer. You can talk to that farmer. Most people in your area, they make themselves available to come talk to. You can come talk to me. I'll tell you all about what I use, what I don't like to use, how I like to treat the earth to get the food that we need. And you just don't get that when you're buying non-local.
So working for the community gardens has been a really, really beautiful, life-changing experience. I started working for them as a volunteer a few years ago. I did free community classes. We offer 20 to 30 classes at minimum a year that are all free and open to the public, using experts and specialists to come in with microscopes and compost tea, teach you about building water and rain barrels for the garden, and me coming in and teaching you about wild foraging. As a forager, it's really cool that we are able to offer so many different types of programming for the community, and I get to bridge this gap between the weeds that show up in the gardens that we already have, teaching and educating people that that is a food source that was just from the past. I think the biggest problem that I tackle with foraging is food waste and also protecting the environment. People tend to protect what they love, and they fight for it.
I'm a firm believer in the local economy in general, right? And when it comes to local food, it's huge. I mean, we all know, or maybe we don't know, that the closer you get to the source, the better off you are, right? So we know that if you can harvest it on Monday and you can eat it that evening or the next day, it's simply better, right? As a dietitian, I know that some vegetables and plants, when they're cut, they start losing their nutrients almost immediately. I really feel like that we're committed in the community, and so is that as a healthcare provider, as a dietitian, my focus is on obviously making people healthier, but that's not just the hospital anymore. That is also involves our community and reaching out into the community, whether that be through talks, providing food, or some way to help people get healthier. And so also, because our organization is in a great spot to do this, we have a lot of opportunities to make an impact. And by buying local, it really helps the community. Not, obviously it just helps, the farmer, it helps everybody. It keeps our local economy strong. Knowing what you guys do and your impact that you have, the least I feel like that we could do as an organization was provide a spot for you in an area that really, really needs it, right? So the location is key, and the fact that you're here, we can work together, and we can, we have a relationship, we can help each other, right? I mean, we have a kitchen that you can work in, and you guys also provide, your goal is our goal, right? You're helping the community, you're educating people, and really we have the same goals, right? So to me, it's very important, and it's a very symbiotic relationship.
Using local farmers is hugely important to me for a lot of reasons. One, I build relationships, and as a small business, that's great advertising. The more relationships I build, the more connections. I've got customers that come here all the time because I use somebody else's produce that they know. It's also, it really adds to the health of my business, not just my patrons. They're getting healthier food, but then also financially, again, I'm building my community, and it just all cycles back. I think that local food source, again, it just keeps you in a constant cycle within your community. Your community gets stronger, gets healthier, and grows from within. As a small business, I'm always competing with these huge chains, and these chains, they buy all their produce from Mexico or from California or from these big auctions, and they lose all the complexity of flavor. So when I can actually, say, I'm not going to get this tomato today, but I'm going to buy from a farmer, I get a tomato that's got so much more color, it's got so much more depth. I see my customers, they sit there and they bite into that tomato, and they actually sit for a few minutes and they go, wow, what am I tasting? This isn't a tomato, this is actually earth, this is life, it's got more to it. And as a small business, that gives me a greater edge over, the chains.
So most of the foods that you're getting to try have been infused with the flavors of the forest. The red buds were harvested in their prime. We processed them within 24 hours of me pulling them directly off of a tree with gratitude, and we turned it into a simple syrup and a jelly. We also have garlic mustard, which is an invasive non-native, that we blended with some seconds of our spinach, which were just a little too large for market, into a beautiful pesto with our black walnuts that are here locally. So being able to infuse our garden and the forest in a way that is in a different flavor for you, but also still very, very comforting, is our goal.
I want you to start thinking about the food systems in a different way. I want you to think about paying the farmer. I want you to think about attending your local markets and really insisting on quality food and knowing where your food comes from. That's really the most important thing you can do, is support these local food systems, support resiliency, and really let's all go back to our roots and having a community where everyone has access to healthy local food. That it's not just about individuals purchasing food, it's about institutions in our town, like the hospitals and the schools. Until we get everyone on board with the same mission, which is a community where everyone has access to healthy local food, this won't work. But if we all get on board, we can change the whole system nationally and even globally, with models such as ours, where we're using grassroots organizations to solve our own problems.